CBSE Class 10 Math additional practice question from the chapter A Pair of Linear Equations in Two Variables. Find the solution to the pair of equations in two variables 9 by x minus 13 by y equals 11 and 7 by x plus 3 by y equals 2. On the face of it, these two equations do not look like our usual linear equations. Our usual linear equations, a pair of linear equations in two variables, will be something akin to this: 3x plus 4y is equal to 7. 7x plus 9y is equal to 15, something like this. Whereas we have it here as 9 by x minus 13 by y. We can solve it two ways. One, we can take xy as a common denominator and then solve it. We can do it another way where we can reduce this equation essentially to a pair of linear equations in two variables. We're going to be taking the second approach right now. Let's see how to go about it. Let's rewrite both these equations, stripping away this 1 by x, right? We'll write and 1 by y. So we'll write it as 9 into 1 by x minus 13 into 1 by y is equal to 11. Same equation, I've just stripped away this 9 and written the remaining part of the variable. Similarly here, we can write this equation. Let's call this as equation 1. 7 into 1 by x plus 3 into 1 by y is equal to 2. Let's call this as equation 2. We want our equations to look like that a1x plus b1y. So what we'll do is, let's assign variables to both 1 by x and 1 by y. Let's say 1 by x, let 1 by x be equal to a p, and 1 by y, let it be a q. So wherever we see a 1 by x, let's replace it with a p, and wherever we see a 1 by y, let's replace it with a q. So 9 into 1 by x, so that's going to become 9p, minus 13 into 1 by y, so that's going to become minus 13 into q. This is equal to 11. Let's call this rewritten version as equation 3. Let's do the same thing with equation 2. 7 into 1 by x, so that's going to become 7p, plus 3 into 1 by y, that's going to be equal to 3q. This is equal to 2. Let's call this as equation 4. Now, equation 3 and equation 4 are equations which are reduced to look like our usual pair of linear equations in two variables. This is something that we have solved. We can solve it in any one of the three methods that we are used to. Let's use the elimination method to solve it. Elimination method, let's try and make, the objective is to make the coefficient of either p or q the same in both the equations. Let's try and make the coefficient of p the same in both the equations. Coefficient of p here is 9, coefficient of p here is 7. So let's multiply equation 3 with the 7. Let's multiply equation 4 with the 9. Let's see what we get. 9 into 7 equals 63p, minus 13 into 7, which is equal to 91q, minus 11 into 7, which is equal to 77. Let's multiply the fourth equation with a 9. So that will leave us with a 63p. So the coefficients of p in both these equations have been equated. Plus 3 into 9, which is equal to 27q, is equal to 2 into 9, which is equal to 18. Let's subtract this equation from the earlier equation. 63p minus 63p will get cancelled. Minus 91q minus 27q will leave us with minus 118q. This is equal to 77 minus 18, which is equal to 59. Minus 118q equals 59. So q is equal to minus 59 divided by 118, which is equal to minus 1 by 2. So found the value for q. What we'll do is, let's substitute the value of q in one of these equations, either equation 3 or equation 4. Let's do it in equation 4. The number is a smaller number. So 7p plus 3 into, instead of q, we'll write it as minus 1 by 2. This is equal to 2. 3 into minus 1 by 2 is a minus 3 by 2, goes to the right hand side as a plus 3 by 2. So 7p is equal to 2 plus 3 by 2. 2 is a common denominator. So what we'll get is 2 times 2, 4 plus 3, 7 by 2. 7p equals 7 by 2. Divide both sides of the equation by 7. So we'll get p is equal to 1 by 2. What is p? P is equal to 1 by x. We have found the value of p to be equal to 1 by 2. So p equals 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by x. So solve this bit. Cross multiply x and 2. We get the value of x to be equal to 2. Let's run through the same exercise with q. We have found the value of q to be equal to minus 1 by 2. We know q is equal to 1 by y. So minus 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by y. Cross multiply, you will get minus y is equal to a 2, or the value of y is equal to minus 2. So find the value of x, which is 2. Find the value of y, which is equal to minus 2. So we have reduced this equation to a pair of linear equations in two variables in 3 and 4. Solve for p and q first, substituted that and found the value of x and y. Quickly recap this entire process in a printed form. Basically, we're going to rewrite this equation taking the variables this way. 9 times 1 by x minus 13 times 1 by y equals 11. 7 times 1 by x plus 3 times 1 by y equals 2. We're going to assign P to be equal to 1 by X and Q to be equal to 1 by Y. So these two equations now are reduced to pair of linear equations in two variables. Let's use the process of elimination to solve for this. Get the value of Q to be equal to minus 1 by 2. Substitute it in this equation to get the value of P to be equal to 1 by 2. Q is minus 1 by 2, P is 1 by 2, P is 1 by X is what we said. So 1 by X equals 1 by 2, so X is equal to 2. Q is 1 by Y, which is equal to minus 1 by 2, so Y is equal to minus 2. So essentially, reduce it to a pair of linear equations, assigning two different variables. Find the values for those, substitute it, and get the answer. Before you leave, do two things. Sign up at online.maxtute.com and get started with your CBSE Class 10 Maths coaching. It takes all of 5 minutes and 3 steps to get started. Second thing I would like you to do is basically subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/maxtute, and spread the word among your friends and classmates.